All right, hello everybody. We are live here on KVUE Plus and all of our streaming platforms. Hopefully everybody's had a nice day today. We're gearing up for some cold weather tonight, and we want that to be the focal point of our stream tonight. And by the way, this is something we're trying to do more and more often, of course, on TV. It's great. We've got 3-4 minutes to talk about the weather forecast, but on KVUE Plus and online, we've got however many minutes we would like. So we can go into all the details of everything. So we want to just pay some special attention to our temperatures for tonight, given we have a freeze in the forecast for many areas. All right, so let me show you this. We had this issued earlier today, a freeze warning. This starts at midnight tonight, and it will run through 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. This includes just about all of our KVUE area, with the exception of Milam and Mason County. These areas have already seen the first widespread freeze of the season. That's why they're not included, but I can promise you, Mason and Milam County, it will be cold tonight too. Okay, so what we want you to know ahead of this cold weather tonight, obviously we want to protect the 4 Ps. That is people, pets, pipes, and plants. So some things to keep in mind over the next couple of hours before you go to bed or before it gets too chilly tonight. Any vulnerable outdoor plumbing, if you can get that wrapped or just get that taken care of in any way, that is a good course of action. I don't think tonight's a night where, for most of us, we need to be like dripping the pipes inside or anything like that. But outdoor piping, stuff that's more susceptible, make sure that is taken care of. Any sensitive outdoor plants. It's December now, so I'd imagine a lot of folks have probably brought this stuff in a couple of weeks ago. But any sensitive outdoor plants, make sure that's covered or brought in tonight. Then, of course, our pets and our furry friends. Bring them in tonight, or make sure they have a way to stay warm through the night. Just some things to be thinking about here before you go to bed tonight. All right, let's get into what is going on right now. It is already pretty chilly out there. Highs today did make it into the low 60s, but with that brisk wind, it honestly felt pretty cool today. 49 is the current temperature in Austin right now. It is 50 in Manor, 48 in Pflugerville. Leander, Cedar Park, about 46 degrees right now. And across the hill country, places like Fredericksburg, it is already down to 43 right now. Mason is at 44. Look at our 24-hour temperature change. Remember, yesterday afternoon, pretty amazing. We were way up in the 80s. It was record heat yesterday in Austin with, I think 84 was the high and 83 is the record. And I believe the airport even hit 85 degrees. So it was just really, really warm. Record warmth yesterday. Obviously, our cold front moved through last night. Then we had a little reinforcing shot of cooler air that moved in through the day today. And that's why we've got this huge 24-hour temperature change. All right, it has also been very breezy. Now, this is starting to change through a good chunk of the day today. We had wind gusts that were anywhere from 30 to 35 miles per hour behind that little second push of cooler air. Now we're gusting to 24 in Austin, 20 in Georgetown. The numbers have really come down across the hill country, and that is setting the stage for a widespread freeze in the hill country tonight. Bastrop 25 mile per hour gusts, LaGrange 24, Giddings 26. These numbers are going to continue to come down tonight. It's kind of misleading. This is a nuanced answer, but in many cases, when the wind is really, really gusty like that, it prevents temperatures from dropping down to their full potential overnight. Now, of course, a northwest wind can advect or bring in cooler air, so it can certainly still get cold when it's breezy outside. But on clear nights like what we have in the forecast tonight, which you actually want to happen if you want the coldest possible temperatures, is you want that clear sky, you want the winds to die down, and that's what allows temperatures to really, really cool down at night. So that's why we're looking to see if this wind will die down tonight. No rain in the forecast, at least not over the next couple of days. We do get into some small rain chances Friday into this weekend, and then again early next week. We'll talk more about that here coming up. But as far as our forecast is concerned with the cold weather tonight, no rain or snow or any precipitation issues. Here's a live view outside from our Kalahari cam in Round Rock. The wind is dying down, but it's not done yet. You can see it's still very breezy out there. And again, temperatures are dropping down to the upper 40s to low 50s. By the way, the Trail of Lights open up tonight. I think it's going to certainly feel like the holidays for anybody who is out there tonight. Okay, let's see. So here is our wind forecast through the rest of this evening and into tonight. Again, it's going to stay breezy over the next several hours, but gradually the numbers come down. I don't think the wind's going to completely go still tonight, but if we can get those winds, 5 to 10 rather than 10 to 15, that's going to allow these temperatures to cool down more efficiently tonight. So that being said, here is our forecast tonight, and I will take this full so everybody can see this. And what you're going to notice, we'll start here across the coastal plains and for areas east of I-35. Not everybody is going to drop down to 32 degrees tonight. Flatonia, have 34 in your forecast. 35 in Schulenburg, LaGrange 34, Smithville 34, Bastrop 34, Giddings, Elgin 35, Cameron 33. You get the idea. A lot of these numbers within a degree or two, but just above freezing. On nights, though, where the wind dies down, which again is kind of what we're waiting to see, but we think that will happen tonight, even if the thermometer does not read 32 degrees on the dot, it's still possible to get some patchy frost when our thermometer readings are in the mid-30s, and I do think that will be the case for some of these areas east of I-35. And then also any wind-protected spots tonight, little river valleys, creek beds, any spot that's not going to be facing the brunt of the wind, those areas are likely to see a freeze tonight. Then here are the numbers across the metro. I have 35 in the forecast in town for Austin. Camp Mabry, I do not think we'll get the first freeze of the season tonight. I think it will be the coldest night so far of the season. So far, the number to beat is 39. We had that a week or two ago. I do think we'll beat 39. I don't think that Camp Mabry will drop down to 32. I do think the airport, though, out around Del Valle, I do think the airport will see a freeze tonight. 36, Leander, 34, Georgetown. Honestly, some of these numbers, and we'll check in, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, see how temperatures are dropping. I think some of these could be a little bit warm. And again, you guys know your neighborhood. If you're in a more wind-protected spot, then your 34, 35 could very quickly go into 31 or 30 degrees. So I do think there's going to be some parts of the Metro and I-35 corridor that do see a freeze tonight. Travis County is included in that freeze warning. Here are the numbers across the hill country. 28 in Mason, Fredericksburg. 29 is in the forecast. Llano 27, Kingsland 31. Johnson City, Blanco, it's going to be right there around a freeze too. Burnett 33 degrees. So especially some of these wind protected spots in the hill country. We've got 27 in town for Llano. I could see some numbers, maybe a 25, a 26 in some of those more rural spots. We'll check the LCRA sensors tonight into tomorrow morning. All right, it's a cold start to the day tomorrow, obviously, but then as we go to the afternoon, it's going to be beautiful, sunny and 59 by lunchtime, and then we've got an afternoon high, about 64 in the forecast tomorrow. So here are the numbers area-wide tomorrow. Low to mid-60s, that's pretty much right on the money for average this time of the year. It's just going to be sunny and nice. West-northwest wind, about 5 to 10 miles per hour is in the forecast. 64 in Round Rock and Pflugerville, 65. Taylor, 65. Like Vista, a little cooler, about 62. Lake Wave got you at 64 tomorrow. Dripping Springs and Wimberley also at 64. Now, we have another cold morning in the forecast for tomorrow night into Thursday morning. As of now, I do not think it's going to be colder than the weather that we get tonight. So rather than mainly low to mid 30s, it's going to be mainly mid to upper 30s for Thursday morning. So unlikely to have another widespread freeze. Is it possible some of the absolute coldest pockets could see a freeze? Yes, but I think that most, even across the hill country Thursday morning, will also stay above freezing. Okay, let's get into some of these rain chances. Certainly not, slam dunk rain chances in our forecast, but by Friday to Saturday, we've got a little weak front coming in. I think we just kind of get grazed by this one. I don't really see a big cool down behind it. I don't see a major rain chance, but I do have a 20% chance for isolated showers and storms in our forecast on Saturday. Sunday back down to a 10%. Then up Monday, another cold front coming in next week. That one looks a little bit stronger. I think that will give us a 30% chance for rain. And then maybe a little bit of a more noticeable cool down Tuesday into the middle of next week. Just to kind of walk you through the weekend forecast. Again, I don't think this is anything you need to cancel outdoor plans over. Friday, just a 10% chance for rain. Here comes that bigger system Friday night into Saturday. I think, North Texas and East Texas, even down towards the Houston area, it's going to be a better rain chance for those spots. But again, we just get kind of grazed by this. I don't see major rain in our forecast over the weekend. And likewise, Sunday's just going to have a 10% chance for rain. Now, we still certainly need the rain. I don't have that in my 7-day forecast. Anywhere from a 1/10 of an inch or maybe a little bit more along and east of I-35. And then once you get into the Highway 77 corridor or easternmost spots, maybe some areas that get a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch or so of rain. All right. Just to sum everything up for you, tonight, clear and cold, 35 in Austin, but a freeze is likely for many outside of the city. Tomorrow's going to be, just a beautiful day. High temperature of 64 is in the forecast. All right, so here is our 7-day. We will spend some time with this, and then we'll go through things one more time. And I also want to touch some on the allergy count today. I was thinking today we could have a big cedar spike. It has not happened yet. We'll explain more on that coming up here in a moment. But on our 7-day forecast, we have issued a weather impact alert for tomorrow in the morning. Again, that's because of the potential for freezing temperatures, but that's not going to affect your afternoon at all. It's going to be sunny and nice, 64 for the afternoon high. Thursday morning is cold, 37, 67 for the afternoon high. Friday morning, 57, so our mornings go way warmer for the weekend and early next week, and afternoons all of a sudden are going to be back in the 70s. So I've got 73 in the forecast for Friday and Saturday, and then Sundays at 75. Monday next week, we'll keep an eye on that. I've got a 30% chance, not just for showers, maybe a couple storms. Keep an eye on that. 74 Monday, then a little cold front's going to move through. Doesn't look overly strong right now. That'll drop us down to 53 Tuesday morning, and then 65 for the afternoon high on Tuesday. So that's what we're tracking over the next 7 days. Again, by far, the big headline is the cold weather that is coming in tonight. That is why we have issued this weather impact alert for tonight. Our freeze warning and our weather impact alert day is going to be overnight, so midnight into 8 a.m. Cold temperatures as cold as 27 for the coldest pockets in the hill country to about 35, 36 over more urban parts of the Austin metro. So it's not a freeze for everybody, but many will see a light freeze. So protect the 4 Ps. That is people, pets, pipes, and plants. Of course, we want everybody protected tonight. And then our pets, right? Outdoor, any outdoor pets, make sure they're brought in. Pipes, indoor pipes I think are going to be fine tonight, right? It's the sensitive outdoor pipes. And then, of course, any sensitive outdoor plants, make sure those are taken care of too. Okay, let's see. A few other things I wanted to show you guys. I will show you the official numbers today. By the way, so you look live at the Light Park across the street from the Kalahari Resort that's in the parking lot of the Dell Diamond. 49 was what we got down to at Camp Mabry this morning, so we talked about it behind this cold front. Was it going to be chilly this morning? Yes, but this morning was not supposed to be, the frigid weather. That's what's coming in tonight, and then again for Thursday morning. And then this afternoon, we cleared to sunshine even a little bit more quickly than what we were thinking, so we actually did not stay in the 50s. We got into the 60s. 60 was the high for Camp Mabry, and 62 at the airport. Okay, let's get into some of this allergy stuff. All right. This is the allergy count that I did earlier this afternoon at about 4 o'clock. Now, the way we do our allergy count here at KVUE, we've got a rolling 24-hour average, right? So our allergy count includes what's happening today, but also some of the stuff from last night when we were still ahead of the front and didn't have that breezy north-northwest wind yet. So Cedar was medium as of now, but I was looking at some of the hourly data. It's definitely kind of borderline medium to high count through most of the afternoon today. So again, we've got some Cedar out there. Mold is in the high count. And just a refresher for everybody, when Cedar season is the worst, it peaks in January. So through December, it ramps up. Then late December into January, we very quickly get into the peak of Cedar season. Mid to late January, then it comes back down late January into February. So I still, again, any cold fronts that we get now, could Cedar go to the high count? Yes, I don't see a big spike into the very high count. One of those days where you can see the Cedar smoke in the air. I don't think we're to that part of the year just yet, but we are to the part of the year where you can have, medium to high amounts of Cedar. And we do a daily allergy count here at KVUE. We've been doing this for years and years and years. We have our very own pollen sensor on the roof of our building here off Mopac on Steck Avenue. We are constantly gathering allergy information. So KVUE.com, KVUE app, wherever you would like. We try to keep you updated with all the latest allergy information. Okay. So one more time, we'll go through this temperature forecast, then I will let you go. Again, this is just kind of a new thing that we want to do. We really like doing these broadcasts on KVUE Plus. I like doing the weather on TV too, but the reality of doing the weather on TV is, on a good day, I've got 3:15, 3:30, 3 minutes, 30 seconds to do the weather. And, we can get through it. We can get through everything there. That's fine. But sometimes you just want to sit down and be able to talk about this and not have to rush through everything. So we want to do this pretty much each day. I'm going to do these around 7 o'clock or so in the evening, Monday through Friday during the week. And then we'll get with meteorologist Grace Thornton in the morning. We'll find a time for her to start doing these. That way, or whether you're watching us on TV or if you're looking at KVUE Plus or any of our streaming options, you've got the most up-to-date possible forecast. We believe in this. We're trying to prioritize this for everybody, so we're going to be doing this much more frequently. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Now I will get off my soapbox. All right. Current temperatures outside 49. In Austin, it's 46. In Leander now 44 for Lago Vista. So again, these numbers are going to come down pretty quickly, but it's still very, very breezy outside tonight. We're waiting on that wind to die down. And in fact, I showed you kind of the hourly in Austin. I'll show you the bigger picture model here so you can just see these numbers come down. So here's 10:30, 11. By midnight, that's a huge improvement in getting these winds down. And then by tomorrow morning, it's not like perfectly still, right? But we've got 10 to 15 mile per hour gusts, the sustained number closer to 5 to 10 miles per hour. So again, as we mentioned, on these really windy nights, we call this cold air advection. So the wind is literally blowing in colder air. But a lot of the times here in Central Texas, the formula for really, really cold nights is actually for there to be a clear sky and light winds. That's the best possible outcome for efficient radiational cooling, where all the heat from the day can radiate out into space. So light winds, clear sky, that normally is the formula for us. And again, this is why there's going to be kind of a difference. There's going to be some areas that are just in the mid 30s, but then there's also going to be some spots that are in those low-lying valleys or creek beds or wind-protected spots that see a freeze tonight. And that's going to include even our areas east and southeast that maybe normally would be a little bit warmer. If it's a wind-protected spot, even over, say, Fayette County, Lee County, Caldwell County, a freeze is going to be likely tonight. And again, that's why we have that freeze warning, which is in effect. And just to show you guys that one more time, here's our freeze warning. This includes all of our counties except for Mason and Milam County. That's because those two counties have already had fairly widespread freezes so far this season. So again, this is not like every single freeze, right? It's the first widespread freeze of the season. And that is why we have this issued. 4 Ps, people, pets, pipes, and plants. Just a few things we want you to think about tonight. Any vulnerable outdoor plumbing, again, inside, I think things are going to be fine. But if you've got any piping or stuff outside that normally is a little problematic when it gets cold, make sure that's wrapped or taken care of. Any sensitive outdoor plants, bring them in. And then, of course, our pets. Make sure they have a way to stay warm tonight, or you just bring them inside. Okay, so here is one last look at my forecast. We'll do tonight's numbers. Again, across the hill country, it is going to be a widespread freeze tonight, including a hard freeze for some places like Llano. Anything 28 or colder is what we designate as a hard freeze. We've got 27 in the forecast for Llano. Fredericksburg is going to be cold, 29 tonight, 28 in Mason. Then you get a little closer to freezing as you get into parts of Blanco County and Burnett County. Then along and east of I-35, it's a lot of kind of borderline low 30s into the mid 30s. A closer look across the metro. Again, a lot of these numbers just above freezing, but assuming the wind dies down, even if the thermometer is not reading 32 degrees, some patchy frost will be possible. And I think that in some spots that are wind protected, these numbers will be a little bit high. Again, I do think across parts of the Austin metro, once you get out of the urban areas, I do think there will be a freeze tonight. So that is what we have for you. I will let you go with that. Again, guys, this is something we're trying to do more and more often here on KVUE. So Marcus, this new wave of heavy rain and lightning will be lifting up to the north.